So let me, by the way, we do have recordings of different tapping routines. Okay. And so everybody, if you want, put your email in the chat section and I'll send you the Google Drive where we have our tapping routines. Okay. All right. So anybody else have resistance to do anything in the program? Either having a pressure group, keeping your numbers, doing a spending plan. Anybody? Okay, just for the sake of Chris. Uh,
I do.
okay, go ahead, Donna.
So yeah, I feel I'm yeah, I haven't had a PRG in years, and the what's it called in UA? I've never had that either, but it's some kind of a um I forget the words. I'm tired. Something with working with one person. I had somebody for maybe a minute, but the group, I never had that, and I don't even know how to. Yeah, I find it hard to ask people, or kind of have even any disinterest in doing so.
Okay, excellent. So for this, Hi Duyen, go ahead, please.
Hi, this is about checking in about like resistance to certain things in the program, right?
Yes.
Okay, so one thing that has come up for me is I like the idea of action groups, and I noticed that I'm okay with like in a serving role, but I'm afraid to work on basically my own things, and that's like deciding on a vision. So a lot of fear pops up when I think
Okay.
about setting visions.
Okay. All right. Well, vision. All right. One step at a time. Vision is somewhere 11th step, right? So don't worry. There's no rush. But I'll just, for the purposes of the newcomers, okay, a spending plan comes from keeping numbers. If you keep your every penny you earn and every penny you spend, you start to see your spending pattern and your spending categories. From that, you're able to chart out how you handle your money. And then when you go to a pressure relief group, which is two members of DA or UA, of course, and then we tie you to a chair and beat you with a rubber hose and blow cigar smoke in your face. No, we go through your numbers, we go through your spending categories, and we allocate money. There's Isa. We allocate money that you have available, your spending categories, and also how to retire your debts. Okay, so that's what a spending plan is. So the first answer is you don't have to do a spending plan alone. You do it with your sponsor, your action partners, or your pressure relief group. And again, it doesn't happen all at once. It isn't like you do one pressure relief group and shazam, you're cured. It takes a series of pressure relief groups. Okay, so but it's natural to have the resistance. Uh, Also, pressure relief groups and action groups. It's not the Spanish Inquisition. They're just solvent members of DA who are there to help you. Now, normally you have a man and a woman because men and women look at money differently. And men and women tend to look at needs differently. Okay. So you want to have a balanced look at your needs. And of course, the whole, part of this, under earning is we were divorced from our needs because we grew up with people who, who programmed us, who had no idea what needs were, right? Okay. So that's kind of why we do this. So again, but the issue that we're working on is resistance because resistance is on one side, it's helpful because it protects us from being hijacked by somebody else, but it's also a problem when we want to change. And of course, Gary Craig's secret, okay, this is old, I'm really ancient Gary Craig here. Uh, people used to go to Gary and say, what's the secret to changing? And Gary would say, frequency, repetition, and specificity. okay? And with resistance, okay, to overcome resistance, frequency, specificity, and uh, frequency, what is it? Frequency, specificity, and repetition. So we're now going to do something about repetition, okay? And if you want to say spending plan, say spending plan. If you want to say action partner, action group, say action group. If you want to say I'm resistant, I don't want to, I'm resistant, I don't want to under earn, okay? I'm resistant to healing or stopping under earning. I'm resistant to stopping debting, okay? You can say that, okay? But what we're going to do is go, even though I have this resistance, even though I'm resistant to, okay, pressure groups, spending plan, whatever it is you're resistant to in DA, and on a scale of 0 to 10, what's your number? Somebody want to share? 10, you don't want to do it. Nobody's going to make you do it. You're never going to do it. And 1 is you're ready to change. What's your number, guys? Anybody who's resistant, what's the number?
7.
7. Excellent. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay.
8.
Go ahead.
8
Sorry.
resistance.
8.
8.
8. Excellent. Okay. Anybody else? All right. So even though I had this resistance to change, okay, and my number is, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I'm so resistant to, say, spending plan, action group, not debting, not under earning, okay? Okay, and I'm resistant to change, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Okay, so even though I'm totally resistant to change and I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it, you can't make me, okay? Today, I set a firm intention to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. And I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Okay, top of the head. All resistance to change. Eyebrow, I'm so resistant to change. Side of the eye, part of me doesn't want to change. I'm resistant to spending plans. I'm resistant to action groups. I'm resistant to meetings. I'm resistant to doing the steps, whatever it is for you. I don't want to do them. I don't want to have a pressure group. I don't want to have an action group. I don't want to stop debting. I don't want to stop under earning. Okay. All resistance to change. Under the mouth. All resistance to change. Collarbone. All this resistance to change. Under the arm. All resistance to change. Karate chop. So even though I have all this resistance to change and working the program, I'm so resistant to working the program and using the tools. Today, I set a firm intention to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. And I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Okay, very good. Top of the head. I choose to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. Okay, eyebrow. I deserve to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. Side of the eye. I give myself permission to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. Under the eye. I am willing to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. Under the nose. It's safe for me to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. Under the mouth. I have the power to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. Collarbone. I like the way it feels when I heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. Under the arm. It's easy for me to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. Karate chop. So even though I had this resistance to change, today I set a firm intention to heal, release, and let go all resistance to change. And I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Okay, top of the head. Letting go of all resistance to change. Eyebrow, letting go. Side of the eye, letting go. Under the eye, letting go. Under the nose, letting go. Under the mouth, letting go. Collarbone, letting go. Under the arm, letting go. Karate chop, letting go of all resistance to change. And I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Okay, take a deep breath and I'll release.